Fire away.
Coach, you're facing a team that's been scoring a lot of points, good post player, shoots the three. What are you looking for from your defense?
We got to be alert. They definitely are scoring a lot of points. BC's playing, really good ball. They're probably disappointed, that they're 0-2 instead of 2-0 in conference. They played well enough to win. And, it's more than a viable opponent for us. We're a little desperate ourselves. When I say desperate, I mean, just sense of urgency. We've coming off 2 losses and, one where, against Florida State, we got a bad taste in our mouth. So, obviously they have a great post presence. And, their guards have been really good so far this year. So, we got to be prepared. Different challenges. We've done a really good job when we've played against really good bigs so far this year, and I'm excited to see the type of energy that we come with tomorrow. We need a great home crowd, man. Saturday afternoon game. Need everybody in Midtown. We haven't played in 26, 27 days. Looking forward to that, and we're all coaches and players alike. We're excited about this game tomorrow.
I know you like your guys to kind of play the game and stuff, but do you think about trying to diagram things early in the game just to get them maybe start a little faster out offensively?
I think actually the crazy thing about it, man, diagramming hurts us. I do. I feel like I feel like at times we're out there and we're thinking way too much. It's a read and react game. That's all it is. And when you've seen us play really good, that's all we've done is read and react. I don't think that it has anything to do with how we start the game. We just have to understand, and I don't think that our guys understood it collectively. I think they're starting to. When we play better, we just get stops and we run. See, the neglected part of basketball today has become everybody wants to call plays when you got to get stops and run. That's how you get easy buckets. We got to get easy buckets tomorrow. And once the ball starts going in the hole, then it makes everything else easier. But it's human nature with young guys, you got to keep fighting them to do the right thing, because usually when shots don't go in, things get a little stagnant. The defense might follow, but we have to understand that defense is a part of our DNA. And when we can limit a team to one crack at it and get out and run, we've really been pretty good. And that's bled into, our half-court offense.
Is there anything you can do as a coach to improve free throw shooting? I know it's kind of up to the guys, right? But I mean, free throw shooting is a state of mind. Mm-hmm. You got to go up there. You got to be mentally tough. You got to have a great routine. You got to practice it too. You got to imagine it going through the hole. I tell the guys all the time. When you're a player, because I've been there before. You got to imagine what the game looks like. You got to go home, you got to lay down, you got to see what that looks like, and you got to imagine it, and you got to see the ball going through the net. And when you come out and you play the game, you got to make those things reality. And I think that we just got to take our time. We got to lock in and mentally and be tougher and just step up to that challenge.
Were you encouraged by the way Miles shot the ball in the second half, and is it just a matter he just has to keep shooting and not maybe pass up some open shots and try to drive to the basket when he has that open three?
I think he definitely needs to quit passing up open shots. I think sometimes he'll pass up an open shot to go take it into the defense when,
right.
We would have got a better shot had he shot that jump shot. And I've been there before where I've kind of struggled shooting the ball, and I think with Miles, last game will help him. I think that coming home will help him, and we look for him to keep going in the right direction. Again, he works hard. He has a routine, and things are the water will level back out, and he'll get back to where we know he's capable of being.
It's a little bit hard with your transition offense with Nate. It seemed like in that Florida State game they did a good job of getting back, and then he was hesitant and dribbled the ball back out instead of maybe where an older guy might drive there and push it. It's just that inexperience maybe, and not being as confident with that, like the dribble drive and going to the hoop, maybe throws off that transition offense a little bit with him?
No, I don't.
Or
I
did you
don't-
like
I
when he
don't-
pulled up?
I don't really buy into the notion, nor will I ever buy into the notion that younger is an experienced part of it makes you not be able to do something. I just think that, again, this is what I say. You're looking at a guy that did not play a single minute for 4 games and got thrust into the 5th game. And so what happens is we tend to forget, so we put a lot on him. You know, it's simple as this. We think now 6-3, 6-2 or whatever with him as a starting point guard, and he'll figure it out. And I'm sure that our older guys were dribbling at times and turn the ball over. So that's just a state of mind. I don't believe in that. I just believe that in the Florida State game, that first half was bad on everybody's part. Then the second half, the game loosened up and we played better. But again, I'll take it back to my earlier statement. The game didn't loosen up until we started getting stops. We didn't do nothing. People tend to move faster. They tend to pass the ball a little better when it's going like this. And transition is a big part of that.
Do you talk to your team at all about NCAA tournament or making the postseason?
I don't want to overwhelm my team. I think about it a lot, though.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like if we take it one practice, one game at a time and let the cards play out, I think we're fully capable. You know, I really do. I shoot for the stars. I always have. But I also understand this, too. I'm not running up and down that court, so I don't want to have my team cash checks that they can't cash yet. So let me just keep gassing them. Let me keep bleeding into them. Let us keep getting confident. And if we're playing basketball at the right time, the way we're supposed to be playing and going in the right direction, I think we'll be right there at the end for some type of postseason berth.
You talked about teams putting a body on bye. And do you think that's what you have to do defensively with Quentin Post?
For sure, no question. I think that's the same thing. You know, Post is, you know, he's really good. I lived in Boston for 2 years, so I seen him play a little bit. And, you know, he's gotten better every year. And you know, we got to have multiple bodies on him. We got to give him different looks. You know, I would say he shoots it better than the other bigs we've played against from the 3. So, you know, he poses challenge, but yes, we gotta touch him, we gotta feel him, we gotta make life hard for him tomorrow afternoon.
You've kind of tried different people with that last starting spot. You had Sacco in the last game start, and Tafara and different guys. Is that sort of the one spot you're still trying to figure out kind of what you want to do there in terms of?
It's gonna be interchangeable. It's an NBA thing, you know what I mean? For all of the vintage basketball people. Does anybody know who Mark Ivoroni is?
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay, well I'll tend to lean to the guy that don't know Mark Ivoroni.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
Mark Ivoroni was the 5th starter on the '83 Philadelphia 76ers, and he started because he just balanced the game out, and Bobby Jones came in. Bobby Jones was the Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So you play what you see fit in that 5th position until somebody nabs it. So tomorrow, Eby's up. So, you know, we're playing against bigs. Eby's been really good against the bigs. I expect him to be no different. And, you know, that's kind of how I see it. And I've always been like that, actually. I was like that at Pacific as well. I always kept the 5th starter interchangeable because it gives you leeway, and it just depends on who you play. If it's guard-driven, you know, probably be a guard. If it's big-driven, then it'll probably be a big. If it's athletic-driven, it'll probably be one of our athletes.
After the game, Reeves talked a little bit about that he needs to be a better leader on the floor. What is your take on the leadership on the floor?
You know, I appreciate Wasey for saying that, but, you know, I mean, I think leadership is a collective effort. You can't ask, you know, and I don't know this to be true, so maybe he has, but you can't. Sometimes, you know, leadership doesn't always come with words. You know, leadership comes with actions. Leadership comes with, you know, just doing the right thing every day. I don't know if we actually got a vocal leader. I don't know if that'll develop. I'm all right with that. But what I do is I just need more communication on the court. I need more communication and interaction amongst themselves. Forget the coaching staff on the court. Just themselves, because they know what to do, but sometimes they don't open their mouths. And closed mouths don't get fed, and you have to be able to talk and communicate on the floor,
Right.
man. It's a part of sports.
One more? Yeah. All right,
Thanks,
thanks,
Coach.
appreciate it.
All right.